Hey, Brian.
Hey Phil, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great, great. Rockeyez would like to welcome Phil from Million Dollar Reload. New album just coming out, A Sinner Saint. Great album, man.
Thanks, Brian. Means a lot, man. Much appreciated.
Great, great. I was going through some of the tracks this morning after Frontier sent over the download and stuff like that. Let's start with Fight the System. Does that mean you're going to go political?
Nah, man. Rock and roll. Nah. Leave that to Rage Against the Machine, man.
That's really
Let,
cool.
let, let, let those guys do the political stuff. We're a good time rock and roll band, man.
Great, great, great. Now, I got to give you an applaud for Bullets in the Sky. What a killer song.
Oh, you like that one, man,
Oh,
yeah?
man, that's great. That's a great song. It's not my favorite, but I love that tune.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Good, good, good. My favorite is I Am the Rapture. That's my
Really?
favorite tune. It reminds me of Kiss. It has that aura of the 80s sound, and it's powerful. I love it.
That's good. That means you're getting it, man. You understand what we're trying to do, then. That's cool.
Cool, cool. I also like the little bit of melodic side with Broken. That's a very cool song, too.
Well, that's one of our kind of let's just be kind of sensitive type songs for a few moments.
Cool.
You know?
Very cool, very cool. Now, how much different is this album from Anthems of Degradation?
I think for us it's probably just a little bit heavier sonically. You know, it's still for us it's still good time rock and roll. It's what we do. It's what we want to play. It's kind of it's just a kind of progression from where we were at a couple of years ago. It's really just a more updated version of what Million Dollar Reload is all about right now. You know, we're not into real deep thinking, meaningful, underlying double meaning songs or anything like that. What you get is what you see is what you get, and what you hear is what you get. You know, there's no great scientific explanation to anything that we do. It's just straight up rock and roll.
Cool, cool, cool. How tired are you getting of that question about Velvet Revolver?
Oh man, are you fucking serious?
That's why I did a search on your name. All I saw was Velvet Revolver of the first 100 hits.
Yeah, dude, that was a story that came out a few years ago that was just complete and utter rubbish. It was kind of a situation that someone had put it up online. You know, I think maybe it was a wishful thinking on their part, and it just went all over the world and it just got completely out of hand. And it really, Brian, it did me nor the band any favors whatsoever, because it took a long time to get past that VR thing. So, you know, it is what it is. It's just one of those things we'll probably have to live with for another while, but there was no truth in it whatsoever on any level.
Wow. Was it a distraction after a while?
Big time, man. It seemed like every show we did and every press interview we did after the show, before the show, it was like within the first 2-3 questions. It kind of felt like the interviewer was, any question that they were asking was only a lead up to that one. You know, but listen, it is what it is. It's just the way of the world these days, you know. So you deal with it and whatever, you know. It could have been worse. It could have been attached to a ship band.
Cool, cool. Now, going back to the political question again, your bonus track is called Protest.
Yeah.
Tell me about that song.
See, that's a song there, right there, that is just kind of like a big fuck you type song
Uh-huh.
to people. You know, it's a kind of a lot of people say that rock and roll was dead and buried and it's never going to come back and it's never going to be on the same level it ever was before, etc. The same old rhetoric, you know.
Yeah.
But those people that say that are kind of haven't really delved into the pure rock history, don't really know what it's about, so they're kind of into their pop bands who actually play pop music, use guitars and classify that as rock music when it's not really rock music at all. So that is a kind of, bands like Black Sabbath and Metallica and bands like that of these days kind of maybe don't get the credit they deserve anymore.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of the press, because a lot of press people these days are starting to get younger and younger. You know, kids coming out of school and, you know, they've done a little bit of a journalist degree or whatever. They think they know all about rock music when they really don't. So that's a kind of like, for us, it's a song about, listen, fucking sort your shit out, learn your history, and you might find out what rock and roll is all about.
Cool, cool, cool. Now, tell me a little bit about Northern Ireland. You're from Belfast and stuff like that. How's the music scene there?
Man, it is really, really strong over here right now. Such a small country, and it's such a small, it's such a small territory for rock and roll music, but it's so vibrant over here. There's so many great rock and roll bands, metal bands. It's crazy. Right now, it's probably the strongest there's ever been, ever. We get bands that come out of Ireland, Thin Lizzy, obviously, and Therapy is another big, huge band, and the band The Answer, I'm sure you heard of those guys, Those guys are all still around, and obviously not Thin Lizzy, but in a new version with Ricky on vocals. But, the music scene in Northern Ireland is really, really strong. There's a lot of really great rock bands right over here right now, so hopefully it'll continue that way. People come out to the shows in their droves all of the time. There's never really an empty club when there's a rock band playing or a metal band playing. It's all good, man. It's all really, really good over here right now.
Very cool. Our site, Rockeyez, matter of fact, named an Irish band, which is my favorite band from Ireland and the whole world right now. We named the Irish band last year Band of the Year. Best album of the year, a band called Kopek. And
yes,
they are my favorite band. I love them guys. They're down to earth. They played in New York City. I went. They invited me. What a great time. The sound was quality. The songs were quality. The lyrics were written well. And it seems like really the Irish bands that are coming out that are making, a name for themselves really got quality.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think it's a case of there's been so many bands that have come out over this past few while, lately. The new metal thing, it kind of took over for a long time.
Right.
And I think straight up rock bands just want to get back to what rock music is really all about in the first place. It's guitars, vocals, loud guitars, pounding drums and stuff with no samples and none of this kind of shit going on. So Kopek are one of the bands that are kind of doing it the right way as well. So fair play to those guys. Those guys are a great rock and roll band as well also.
Very cool. Now, you're just trying to bring back the good days of rock and roll with the band. And what do you expect by this new album?
Well, expectations aren't really, we don't really have a level of expectation. We just want people to enjoy the music, enjoy it for what it is. It's just straight up rock and roll. It's no frills. It's no, we're guys from the streets kind of thing. We're all friends. We're just guys that wanted to play rock and roll, and we just kind of got lucky that we had a couple of decent songs, and a lot of people over here in the UK and Europe are starting to really get behind us now. So hopefully we can get a few more people over stateside to get on board with $1 Million, and we'll see where it goes. But we just want to play our music to as many people as we possibly can.
Very cool. I love the record. I mean, I listened to it a couple times, even though I listened to The Rapture about 150 times this morning. It's definitely a fun record, and once people get to hear it, I think they'll get that same feeling. I hope they do, because it's an enjoyable record.
Well, that's what it's all about for us, is having a good time and enjoying yourself. There's plenty of bands out there that make you want to sit in your basement and in the dark and slit your wrist and stuff and get up. That's been all done before. It's we're not doing anything new, don't get me wrong. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel here or anything, but what we are trying to do is put a little bit of fun back in rock and roll. Try and get people out to have a good time and have a beer or whatever, enjoy themselves. Rock and roll is supposed to be enjoyment.
Great.
For us anyway, that's what rock and roll is for us.
Cool. Do you plan on coming to the United States at all?
Yeah, well, that's the long-term goal, is to finally get back to the States. We played in the States a few years back in the Midwest. We did a few shows, but there were little small clubs with a band from Chicago, the Black Mollies. I think those guys. We went out and toured with those guys for like 2 weeks in the Midwest at the clubs those guys play in. So that was our first kind of little experience of America as far as playing goes. So we want to get back again. Obviously, the big thing is to get back to the States and play a lot more shows than we did first time around. So we'll see how it goes, but that is obviously it's a long-term goal. We want to get back to the States on tour. Yeah.
Cool. Now, how did you hook up with Frontiers, which is mainly a melodic rock label? They did Sebastian Bach, and they're starting to change over a little bit. Yeah, how'd they find you guys?
You tell me, man.
I have no idea. I mean, they're good friends and stuff. The people at Frontiers are great to our site, and I was just wondering. They said, "Yeah, check these guys out, because I know you like rock, and this is fun time rock." And I was just wondering how it happened.
I think it was a case of we were all set to sign with a different label. And I think maybe our manager or something must have sent a few demo tracks to Frontiers or whatever. The Frontiers just contacted us and said they were really interested in what we were doing. And we were kind of a little bit skeptical at the time because, as you rightly say, they're predominantly an ANR, AOR rock label, prog label and stuff. But they kind of just pitched the idea that they wanted to they wanted to branch out in another direction. And they assured us that they had plenty of skilled and experienced people at the label that would be able to help a small band like us get to another level. So when they started pitching this to us and telling us what they could do and what they wanted to do, it was kind of a no-brainer for us. We just said, yeah, let's do this with Frontiers, see how it goes. What we got to lose. Our previous label had went out of business. The financial situation for rock labels these days is not a healthy situation. So when Frontiers kind of assured us that they would be able to put the resources where it was needed, could actually do something to help the band, we said, well, let's do this. We want as many people in the world to hear about $1 Million Reload, and if Frontiers are a label that can help do that, well, let's do a deal. So that's what happened.
Very cool, very cool. So with this new album, like I said, you really don't have a major goal with the album, but when people first hear this CD, what do you think they're going to get from it?
Well, I think they're going to get what a lot of people are getting at the moment. They're just going to kick back and go, you know what? This is some good rock and roll songs. This is how it should be done. And I think if people take that from it, it's good. It's all good. We just want people to enjoy it for what it is. It's nothing scientific. It's nothing extraordinary. It's nothing that hasn't been done before a million zillion times. But the thing about it is, we feel that we've got really good songs, and we relate to the songs. So we hope that ordinary people will just get it. They'll be able to relate to songs and go, you know what? That's a kick-ass riff, or that's a kick-ass chorus, and I can sing along to that song on the radio, or I can sing along to that in the car or whatever. So we just want people to enjoy the music and have a good time. That's what it's all about.
Very cool, very cool. Well, I congratulate you on the new CD, A Sinner's Saint, on Frontiers record. Would you like to say anything in ending?
Yeah, everyone check us out and just listen to a few songs. If you like what you hear, check a little bit more $1 Million Reload out, and hopefully we'll get to the States at some point soon and come over to the US and just rock shit up, man.
Thanks a lot, Phil.
Thank you, Brian.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.